Hi everybody, welcome to J&S Farms, and today I am continuing my So You Want to Homestead series, and this is going to be video number 17, and the topic today is going to be keeping organized on your homestead. Do I keep organized all the time on my homestead? No, I don't. Sometimes I fail miserably at it. Do I try to stay organized? Yes, I do. I think when you're homesteading, there's a certain level of organization that you need to have in order to have a successful homestead. And really, the level of your organization on your homestead, or the way you run things, really depends on your unique situation. And so whenever I'm talking about being organized and things like that, this is what works for me and what I do around here. Everybody's homestead is different, as I've said in the past, so not everything works for everybody. So these are just kind of guidelines maybe to think about and maybe use on your homestead. So here we go. And if you're the kind of person that really thrives in kind of a chaotic situation, or you're not really into being organized and you like your dysfunction, this video is probably not going to be for you, because I really do try to be a very organized person and kind of have everything where it needs to be. So but alas, you are more than welcome to finish watching this video. So okay, when I say keeping organized, I don't mean that there is a specific way to stay organized. There's no right way to be organized. It's all individual. How you have your homestead set up is completely different of how I have my homestead set up. Your goals are different. Your end game will be different than mine. So anyway, one thing that I do is I do keep detailed records, and I do this with my animals, mainly my breeding stock animals, and things like that. I also, the income and the expenses for my homestead, so that I know kind of where I'm coming in at the end of the year, as far as profit or loss for the year. The animals, I do keep the records for them, shot records and health records and registration papers, things like that. I try to make sure that, well, I'll give you my example of my rabbitry. I have an end goal that I want to have with my rabbits. I am trying to develop a line of rabbits that meet a specific purpose. So I am breeding based on traits and different things that I want in my rabbits that are going to work for my system. So I try to keep detailed growth rate records on animals that I consider to be breeding stock quality. And if they do make the cut and they do make it into my breeding program, they will get tattooed, and then they will have a permanent place in my records for my rabbitry. So keeping detailed records of your animals, because you cannot remember everything. As hard as you may try, it's impossible to remember every little detail about every little animal. So, I am a list maker. Lists are how I function on a daily basis. If I have it written down, it doesn't get forgotten. I have what I call my master list for the day. And then that master list is broken up into different sections. I have my things that I need to do outside of the house, such as garden or Maybe I seen an animal that needs to be treated for something, like, I don't know, say I have a rabbit that I noticed its nails were a little too long, I needed to trim those nails. Just things like that. And the way I kind of handle that is, so I don't have to remember it and then go in the house and write it down, is I carry a little pocket notebook thing. For some reason I didn't bring it with me. I don't know why, but and I keep it in my pocket with just a little pencil or a pen, and I, you know, shove that into the little spirals. And if I see something, I write it down, and then it will eventually end up on my list of things to do for a different day, depending on the prioritizing of the item that is written down. I do prioritize things, things that need to be done right away, and things that can wait a little while, or hey, might need to be thinking about this for the future kind of thing. So, and then, you know, you may have a whole list of things to get done that day, and you only get half of them done because something came up unexpectedly. You know, life happens. And sometimes you just don't have enough hours in the day to get something done. So things from that list can be moved to the next day's list. I know it helps me to make out my list just a little bit before I go to bed, because if I don't, my mind is thinking, okay, I need to remember this, this, and this for tomorrow, and I just won't go to sleep. I'll just sit there and think about it all night long, and I don't get any sleep that way. And I know that I do that. I don't know why I do that, but I do. So I make a list right before bed, and that way I know I've got it written down and I don't have to remember it. And I think lists really help to improve the efficiency on your homestead. Things don't get put by the wayside. They are in the list of things to get done. And you know, sometimes looking at your list can be kind of a daunting process, maybe a little overwhelming at times, but you know, just kind of hang in there. Not everything has to be done, you know, right away. And everybody's priorities are different. So something that is low on my priority list may be higher on yours. You know, things like that. So making lists helps me out. And then I do have a list for the inside chores that are, you know, around the house. Things that need to get done, such as laundry and, you know, different things like that. So it's kind of a double list, really, inside and outside. Let's see here. Along kind of that line, of those lines, I do have a routine that I follow every day, especially with the animals, because animals really do thrive and do well on a routine. I feed everybody around the same time every morning, and if it's raining or something, you know, it may be pushed back a little bit, but I have, well, for an example, the very first thing that I do when I come outside in the mornings is move the rabbit tractors. The reason I do that is because when you move them, before you give them their pellets, it really ups their intake of the grass and the green material that they will be eating. It gives a really good variety in their diet, and they will consume more of that free feed, which is what I call it, the free feed, than the purchased feed. So I move them, I go do a few other chores, and then I get back to them whenever I feed my rabbits. So that is the very first thing that I do when I come outside, is move the rabbit tractors. And then everybody follows suit after that, and everything. If you have a routine, it really helps with not forgetting something, or not forgetting to feed somebody, or even worse, on hot days, forgetting to water somebody, as far as animals, because on hot days, watering is very essential to your animals. So a routine really helps out in that regard. And it also allows you to kind of, I don't know what's the word I'm looking for, observe your animals, the way they behave. You can really get a sense, hey, you know, they're really not acting right today. I need to kind of keep an eye on them for the next couple days. Maybe they have a tummy ache, or, oh, that, you know, that animal, oh, they're limping a little bit. Maybe I should check that out. And, you know, that's not normal behavior for them. So, okay. Another thing that I use is binders. I have category-specific binders. Each species of animal has their own binder. Like I have one for the cows and the rabbits, and in those binders I keep their medical records, I keep their registration records, I keep any notes, I keep breeding records and things like that. I also have one for the house, which has, I keep my meal plan in there, I keep my financial things in there, I keep, I have a month, like, I call it like a month at a glance kind of thing. Every year I do specific things on a specific month, like, say, I like to vaccinate my cattle a certain time of the year. And so when that month comes up, I read my list. Okay, I need to get all my stuff for vaccinating my cattle, or I need to order my seeds at this time, or I need to start my seeds at this time, or I need to prune my fruit trees. So specific times of the year, there are specific things that need to get done, and that is kind of my month at a, not month at a glance, but bi-monthly thing that needs to be done that month. I don't think I said that right. Oh well, I hope that wasn't too confusing. I also have my recipe binder that I keep on hand with all of my recipes that I use. Let's see here. Okay, cover that. Alright, so one of the other things that I use is I have a wall calendar up on my wall, and that is my quick glance thing. I look at it multiple times a day just to make sure I haven't missed anything. On that I write down appointments, birthdays, anniversaries, things that need to be done by a certain date. Say I have to make a pie for a 4-H event. I know I need to make the pie on this day, and I need to have it ready for this day so that it can be there and delivered and done. I also like to do the birthday thing. I like to call everybody on their birthday. You know, it's a special day for them, and I think a lot of people appreciate a phone call. So I really try to do that and give people a call on their birthday or anniversary. So a few other things to consider to help you keep organized. Let's see. Oh, I already touched on the daily routine. Meal planning. I plan meals. That way I know what I need to get at the grocery store. I usually only go to the grocery store once a month to get the things that I don't or can't grow on the homestead. Things that, you know, probably aren't the best for you, but you like to eat them anyway. So, you know, things like that. That way you know what you need on hand, and you know what kind of meat to set out. We usually have at least one meat for our evening meal, and you know it will be thawed out and ready to go. Or if It's a meat that needs to set out for a couple of days. You know, hey, I gotta set it out in advance. Or if it's something that needs to be prepared beforehand and it takes a few days to be ready. Just things like that. Okay, so meal planning really comes in handy. Okay, the last thing I want to touch on, and this is something that is a big struggle around here. Having a specific place for specific tools. My husband really struggles with this one. He's very good at leaving things where he's been working and forgetting about them. And I think I probably am the biggest enabler for him when he does that, because he knows that I'll go behind him and pick it up. But anyway, putting things back where they belong so you don't have to hunt them down every time you need to use something. It's a real time saver, and it makes things a little bit more efficient for your homestead. So for me, efficiency is kind of a higher on my priority list. I like to get things done and have them done, and that way I kind of have free time to do whatever it is I want to do, whether it be crocheting and things like that. So I like to get all of my work done and completed and stay on task. Some people, that doesn't work for them, and that's okay, because everybody is different and every homestead is unique. So things just work differently for everybody. So anyway, I hope this was helpful for you guys. I hope this wasn't really absolutely boring. And anyway, I have done enough rambling for this evening. It's starting to get dark, but anyway, I will talk to you guys later. I hope this was helpful, and you guys have a good day. Take care.